Okay, this might be a mistake. So I found this, like years ago, where I was online looking for Earthworm Jim stuff, and I find this fanfic simply called Earthworm Jim Story by Pyro the Fox, which is a currently 3-chapter fanfiction that was made all the way back in 2007 on April 1st of all places. On April 1st of all days, because that is truly the most fitting description of what we're about to get into. There's only like 3 chapters, but I remember reading this and remembering it for the Earthworm Jim sex fanfiction where he takes off his leg. And I thought it was lost media for the longest time until I found it again, like a couple months ago. Or I think it was 1 month ago, and I was just dying laughing because it's so much cringier than I remember. Please do not bully the person that made this. I'm not sure if they're still on the internet. I couldn't give a fuck. This is just too funny not to talk about. So I'm gonna try to do dramatic reading. Emphasis on, well, not really try. I'm probably just gonna say a couple lines and then just laugh. Please don't kill me, Psycho begged, almost sobbing as he stared down the barrel of the laser gun that was pointed at his face. Earthworm Jim glared at him, gritting his teeth. Well, tell me what the princess is, and I might spare you. Psycho again. I am terrible at these voices. I am so sorry. Psycho, regaining an ounce of his confidence, reared his... Fucking damn. Psycho, regaining an ounce of confidence, reared his head back and spat at Jim's face. Jim said nothing, but a strange grin played at his lips. Bad move, Birdie, he chuckled. Bad move. Okay, there's a couple errors there. I don't know what strange grin played at his lips. Also, you forgot like a period at the chuckle. I'm not one to say, but there's only 2 periods here too. He jabbed his gun into the side of Psycho's head, squeezing the crow's throat with his free hand. Psycho thrashed and squirmed in Jim's grip. He glanced beside him and saw Jim's finger on the gun trigger. Let's try this again, shall we? Tell me where the princess is, or you'll have the pleasure of seeing your brains for the first and last time. Comprehend, partner? Psycho's eyes widened in fear. Yeah, whatever you say, Jimbo. The princess is over there. He pointed towards a cave. It was small and cramped. Anyone who went in there would suffocate within a short time. Jim glared at Psycho and threw him at the ground, ran towards the cave. The entrance was blocked by a large boulder. What, like Jesus? Is Princess Jesus now? Also, where the fuck are they? Where there's like a cave. And like every time I imagine this fanfic, I always think of like the pilot where he's in that like for rent dungeon where like fights Princess what's her name. I always imagine that, but then the cave just takes me out of it. Okay, so he grabs boulder, lifts it, gives like Princess what's her name CPR for like 2 seconds, and then everything is nice and fine. Where'd that fat ass bird get to? She growled, clenching her fists. Jim shrugged. I don't know. Must have scared him off. He chuckled, flexing his arm. The princess laughed and rested her arm on Jim's shoulder. You're one macho worm, Jim. She would not say that. She would not say that. Like, I don't know if you're referencing like the cartoon or the TV show, but like TV show princess would not say that. She'd probably say something like sarcastically, "About time you showed up, I nearly died." And like, fuck off somewhere. Let's get back to Earth before Cycle comes back. Okay, so they are in space. This fanfic is not clear. It skims on a bunch of stuff. Like, I am not exempt from this, but Jesus Christ. Jim and the princess. Okay, her name is what's her name? First off, how dare you? Jim and Princess sat on the couch in Jim's living room. An awkward silence hung in the air between them. Princess twirled her hair with her finger, and Jim twiddled his thumbs. He cleared his throat and glanced at the princess. Princess, you do know that it's just mouth to mouth. It's a life-saving technique. Princess nodded. Oh yeah, I know. She responded, smirking. But does this life-saving technique always have tongue involved? I have her with the shitty southern drawl now. Oh my god. Jim blushed and began to sweat. Yeah, I know, but the princess moved closer to Jim and rest her hand on his lap. Jim fanned himself with his hand. Whoa, Nelly, it's getting a little hot in here. Voice suddenly. Why is it so cheesy? I mean, it's an Earthworm Jim smut fanfiction. It it's always gonna be cheesy no matter what type of setting it is, but my god, my god. I feel like you get hot and steamy scenes, and then there's this shit, and there's other stuff that makes you laugh, and you can't take it seriously because it's Earthworm Jim. A voice came from the other room. Jim, is that you? Jim and the princess bolted to their original positions as Peter Puppy walked into the room. Oh no, not not him. Like I don't know if Peter's a child because by like Earthworm Jim 3D in the code he's addressed as Peter the dog and not Puppy. So, and in Earthworm Jim 1 and 2 he has like 50 million puppies. Or no, it was just 2 that he had like 50 million puppies. So he's at least like I don't know, like 18 in dog years. I don't know. Oh, hi, princess, he said, waving. The princess sighed and waved back. Hello, Peter. This is kind of out of character. I don't know if it's just for a bit, but this is so out of character. Jesus Christ. Like, she would be like, oh, hey, Peter. Like, could you, scooch out of this room for a second? She wouldn't, like, seem like he hated him. Jim clenched his fist, but placed him on his lap for fear of scaring Peter and releasing his demonic monster form. Okay, that's slightly in character, based on, like, the pilot. Jim's kind of a jerk. Peter, he said calmly. Peter. Me and the princess would like to be alone now. Why don't you go for a walk? Why don't you go for a walk or something? Peter rolled his eyes. All right. I know I'm not wanted. He huffed, walking out of the room. Jim looked back at the princess. Now where were you? Princess stroked Jim's chest. Right here, honey. She pounced on Jim, causing him to fall on his back. They kissed passionately, their tongues writhing in each other's mouths. Jim ran his fingers through the princess's hair. That would actually seem kind of fun. She has like a lot of hair. I bet it's like really soft and probably smells like honey. Anyway, it seemed tense. Is something wrong? Jim blushed. Well, it's just I've never been close to such a pretty little Missy before. Don't call her pretty little Missy. Do not. I don't know what to do. Princess smiled on him. What do you want to do, partner? She asked, feigning Jim's southern drawl. Jim ran his tongue along his teeth. Oh, baby, I love to when you talk about it. Okay, so then he like kisses Princess's arm. They go to Jim's bedroom. Princess undresses, naked as Jaybird. She beckoned him to come closer. Jim stepped into the bedroom, closing the door behind him. He climbed onto the bed. Touch me. Princess goes, touch me, the princess whispered, stroking the side of Jim's face. Jim nodded, cupping the princess's breasts. See my name? Oh yeah, baby. James, she breathed. Her voice was soft and sweet. Jim's the Lord and Savior. Oh yeah, this is... Hold on. This is a part where they take off like the bottom half of his suit so he can get his wormy... yeah. Princess, the super suit's legs detach at the waist, he moaned, almost sobbing. Take them off, please. Oh God, I can't take... Jim tightly plunged the princess's arm and plunged... I'm not reading this. You can read this on your own time. I'm really... in the... Jim shut his gaze again, smiling. Kissing her cheek, the princess smiled. She rested her head on Jim's chest and closed her eyes, instantly falling asleep. Jim pulled her closer and closed his eyes. You're a man now, Jim? Oh, Christ. Oh my god. I'm actually crying. I'm actually crying. Oh my god. Jim awoke just as the sun began to rise. He found the princess still asleep on his chest. He smiled and stroked her hair. Oh, little angel's plum choker down. Don't call her little. Stop it. She's a grown woman. He glanced over and saw the supersuit's bottom half on the floor beside the princess. He yawned and slithered out of the suit, wriggled towards the suit's bottom half, and wrapped his tail around one of the legs. He strained and pulled, but it wouldn't budge. Jim looked at the princess and sighed. He slithered beside the bed and looked up at her. Princess? Like a kid. Mom, I threw her up. Princess opened her eyes and looked down at Jim. Huh? Jim, what are you doing up so early? I'm a country boy. I always get up early. Good God, this is definitely, based off the video games. You mentioned towards the suit legs. Could you, Princess glanced at them. She sighed and got out of bed, grabbing her bra and underwear, put them back on, walking towards the suit legs, picked them up, and reattached them to the supersuit. Jim gave the princess a kiss on the cheek. Thanks, babe. Princess threw on Jim's bathrobe and trudged into the kitchen. Peter Puppy sat at the table with a large cup of coffee, his left eye twitching. Oh no, he heard. Oh, poor Jim. Oh, poor Peter. I was gonna say poor Jim, but, he and Princess are on par in terms of, power level. It's like that one scene in Twilight of Bella in the bed after her and Edward's honeymoon where he breaks the bed. I feel like that, but even worse because both of them are extremely powerful, so it'd probably just they'd smash the entire honeymoon suite. Yeah, even if Peter was not at home, he was taking a walk like Jim said, he would probably hear that. Oh god, I didn't realize. The both heard it going from the hallways, looked towards it. Oh yeah, I skipped over. I don't think I can ever sleep again. The princess didn't respond. Hey guys, sorry it took so long. Kinda fell asleep on the toilet. Peter's mouth dropped open. He looked at Jim, then back at the princess. You guys! You? Jim grinned. Yep, we did it. And woo doggy, I can go into detail. Peter's face drained of all its color and he ran into the bathroom, clutching his mouth and stomach. Jim shrugged. He grabbed an apple out of the fruit bowl. Oh, this part. Oh my god. Okay, this was the last excerpt of this fanfic. Professor Monkey for a head approached the throne of Queen, pulsating, bloated, festering, sweaty, pus-filled, malformed slug for a butt. Queen, I bring you some horrible, disgusting news, he announced. It seems as though your sister and that uneducated hick have... He paused for a minute, letting a full-body twitch subside. Fornicated. How does he know this? How did he put a camera in the supersuit? Because he made the supersuit. How does he know that Jim fucked? Was he spying on him? What the hell? The hell kind of exhibitionist shit is this? The Queen's eyes opened wide. What? She shrieked. She grabbed Professor Monkey for head by the collar of his trench coat. Find that worm and destroy him. And what about your sister? Oh, of course, kill her first, but slowly. That would be worse than any physical torture for that asinine invalid. Professor Monkey for it. He spells it right the first time. And he continues to spell it with 2 F's. Rest assured, Queen, he chuckled darkly, do not be disappointed. And that was the last chapter since 2007 of this glorious fanfiction. And I don't think this person has posted ever since June 19th. He has Soul Calibur and more Earthworm Jim fanfictions, 3 in total. It was beautiful. I highly implore I hope this is like as famous in the Earthworm Jim fandom as like My Immortal was in the Harry Potter fandom, because it is just so insane. It is just so out of left field, and it's incomplete. I think like the original My Immortal was. So it's almost iconic, where it's like it's so out of character, so like just for the author. I mean, like, not fetishy, but you can tell it was made for the author's, you know, it was made for the author's enjoyment, whether that be just, like, reading it casually or for sexual gratification, but it is just so funny to imagine Earthworm Jim, like the video game version of Earthworm Jim, in this type of situation. Especially when, like, ever since the cartoon, he's taken on a more, like, goofy, sort of, like, childish personality ever since. So that's, like, more popular with, like, most of Jim fandom is to depict him as, like, silly, childish, naive. Especially to a point where Doug in April has sort of, like, done that, but, like, he's gone the opposite direction of his fanfic, where instead of, like, too, like, masculine, macho, and cheesy, he's too childish, naive, and stupid. I hope you like that botched attempt at a dramatic reading. I don't know if I'm going to do more of this or if I'm even going to upload this, but I just thought it was funny and I needed something to do, so I decided, why not read off this? So, oh, there's my kitty! I hope y'all enjoyed that. If you want to see more videos from me, I have a Ko-Fi, I have Fourth Ball Teespring, where you can donate to me to get commissioned artwork or merch. But if you can't afford that, I have memberships. The most expensive membership is like $2. It's like $1.99. I think that rounds up to $2. I'm not too sure. I'm bad at math. But if you want to support me in a way that matters, do any of those options that suit your wallet best. Okay, bye.